Hey everybody, Scroft here. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 25. We're back on Riverbend Springs on our Let's Play series. But before we start, I've got something super cool to show you, which is these sheds right in front of me that were sent over by Lancyboi to have a look at. And first impressions are they are super detailed and perfect for Riverbend Springs or any American playthrough that you're going to be doing. The mod pack is going to be called the American Shed Pack. And yeah, it's by Lancyboi, but it should go on to Mod Hub from what I believe under the name American Modding. I think the reason Lancey's going to be doing that is to separate out his American stuff to his UK stuff. So keep an eye out for it coming on Mod Hub. They look amazing. I just thought I'd show them off. We'll go. In fact, what I'll do first is I'll bring up the store and the construction. I'll bring up the shop and show them you, because there's 4 of them, and they are super. Honestly, if you play on American map and you want some custom sheds, can't fault these at all. The detail inside, especially. Yeah, they're just really good, really good. So first one here is this £40,000 one. It's the open air American shed, and you can see that it's got a door on the front. It's pretty much this one here where you can see that panel. The side of it's open. Good thing about it as well is we can customize the color. So if I just press F to customize, you can see we can change the color. Now, we can put any colour because of the changes that have happened in version 1.3. So keep that in mind, that now there's even more options because, yeah, Giants have added in this custom colour. So if I wanted to, technically, I could make them. And I know I'm showing you this because it's possible, but you can make them pink. Now, obviously, you're probably not going to want to do that, but you can. But if you wanted to, like the blue colour now, we can. And this is all because of Giants adding in. When I tested these out originally, when he sent them over to me a couple of days ago, this wasn't even an option. We just had the standard colours that we got, which is like this green and, yeah, you can see this bit of a cream colour. So there is some really good colours here to go on. I went with the red and placed down, but like I said, now that we've got this customisation, and it's even better. And I think it just proves how much that's going to enhance customising these amazing placeables and sheds and whatever modders bring to us, because of the fact we can customise, the colours. And this is even in the construction menu. This isn't just, for tractors and equipment. It's also it's also going to be for placeables. So I'm just really impressed by it. And there's so many good things coming to the game already. It's incredible. But yeah, that's the first one. That's 40,000. So we just go back. Have a look at the next one. There's a few sheds that I've got in here, but this is the next one, 70,000. It's the one that you can see right in front of me here. This one, just there. Again, customize it in colours. You've got 2 entrances on that one. This one's called the Small Pole Barn American Shed Pack. But what I've noticed with this, it's got more of the weathered look on the roof, which I do like because it's got a rust texture to it. So if you're going for something a little bit more used and trying to suit the build that you're doing, yeah, then that's going to be a good one to go for. Whereas the other ones look like they've got a bit of a fresh look to them. But yeah, this one's got 1 entrance in. Great for storing machinery. We'll go have a proper look at them in a second. I'll actually walk through them. 160,000 for this one, which has got the motorised door on the front of it. More like a proper garage for maybe like a harvester or something along them lines. And again, customise the colours. And yeah, superb. Lancey really is making some detailed sheds at the moment. I've been looking at his Facebook page, and I highly recommend going follow his Facebook page, because on there's some really good stuff to follow. He's making a UK map, and he's making a lot of sheds and things like that. He did the same for FS22. So yeah, I can't fault this. And if you look around, you can see the detail of it. The textures are really good. That kind of plyboard and MDF, whatever. I think it's MDF or plyboard or something along them lines. And then the textures of the wood. And then we've got a few lights. You can activate the lights by pressing left stick if you're on control, like I am right now. So that's cool. We've also got the door. So we're just about here in the centre. If I press it, you can see that I've got the trigger that's come up to open and shut that, and you can see that it's motorised. Super cool. I mean, it is perfect for this map. Like for Riverbend Springs, this is literally the perfect shed pack to have on. So I'm going to keep these on, kind of like as some extra storage. And then you've got this one that's got 2 entrances, just no motorised doors. So if we try and close them, I think I might have to go on the outside of this. There you go. It's each side as well. So you could keep one open technically. Same with this side. So you could, you know, if you wanted to, you could keep the left-hand side of it open. But I mean, they're really good, aren't they? And you can turn the lights on. So I know these will be really popular because a lot of, you know, American players will have sheds like this. And I think Lancyboi is pretty much just smashing it out, really. I think Lancyboi as well for FS22 did some great placeables. UK sheds as well as US. I use a lot of his UK sheds on a UK map, but yeah, look at that. That's super cool. Nicely detailed, good textures, sound effects. I mean, you can't really fault it. This wouldn't surprise me if it was a Giants placeable in base game. You know, it meets that standard. There we go. And then the final one is this one that's got one entrance, it's got no mechanical doors on this, just two that open up and make one bigger entrance. But again, perfect for storing equipment, lights and everything, and the textures stand out. Like I said, I think the best way to just, you know, emphasize the detail on this is you wouldn't be surprised if this was base game by Giants. So yeah, big shout out to Lancey. Thank you for sending them over for me to showcase. Keep an eye out for the American Shed Pack by Lancyboi. Also, it might be on there as American Modding. I'll put a logo of it up from the actual mod icon so you can see what to look out for now. But yeah, keep an eye on mod up for this, and thank you so much to Lancey for sending them over, because yeah, these are superb. And like I said, if you're doing a playthrough on Riverbend Springs right now, these are cracking additions to have when it comes to placing down sheds and customizing and making your own farm. Right, so let's go into the episode. I've done quite a lot. We're in March now. I've been playing about, messing with things. Got loads of mods that have come out. Oh, God, I've got loads of mods to show as well. I've been sent so many mods by some incredible modders, so I'm going to have to try and get through some of them. But yeah, let's talk about the update first. Version 1.3. We've had a wave of fixes. Changes, that customized color picker now as well added in. There's so many things that have been addressed. I've not had one flash or flickering since that point. You know, real big positives there from Giants. And also, I've had a change in the way the bales look for me on the hay, because I did these hay bales, and I'll try and get a picture up from like a previous video when I stored these, and they definitely didn't look that dry or that kind of tone to the colour. So I do prefer that hay look. That's one thing I have noticed that they've changed. And they've also changed, if you run over here, this area, which I think it was, you know, it needed to be done because it looked like a chicken coop. If you played on this map at the start, you've probably noticed that this looked like it should have been a chicken coop. There was even a trigger on the floor and everything. But they've changed all that, so it kind of makes sense now that it's just, you know, it's in the works, or... yeah, it's definitely not a chicken coop anymore, which it's a strange one as well. I don't know why, because that looks like it's got a build, like, you know, that looks like it's got decorations and an interior that we should be able to go inside. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure what Giants have done that. I don't know if this is for the future. I don't know if they're planning something, but it's definitely changed, and I expect we might see something here in the future. I don't know why. I just got a feeling that they're doing something, because look, they've even put stuff down around it to make it look like something's happening. But I'm probably just like reading into it too much. Anyway, let's get into the next one. I'll just carry on showing you some of the mods I've been sent. We're going to go and have a look now at a mod that I've been sent by AMG, who's working his socks off. And if you know from my channel, if you've watched it, that I appreciate AMG modding so much. I use his mods a lot in the farmhand. The tractor that I'm using, that low profile Massey Ferguson that my character's got in the roleplay, that's an AMG mod, and he's working on his front loaders. So this here that's attached to the front right now, that is part of his Massey Ferguson FL front loader, basically front loader series mod pack. So keep an eye out for that coming hopefully really soon to Mod Hub, but I want to show them off because they are worth it. They really are. So you can see here, this is the FL4121 Massey Ferguson FL series mod. This is what you can see coming to Mod Hub soon. He's got everything that AMG does is pretty much spot on. Like, it's spot on. It'll go into the details, logos, everything, the tractors. They did that Massey Ferguson pack, the 54 series, and I think, and then we got the low profile. We've had a load of ones that have got the steep nose style bonnets from him. Honestly, he's amazing. For UK tractors and Massey Ferguson especially, if you're into Masseys, he is the go-to modder. So you can see that we've got the 2025 edition, and then if you go back to the 17, you'll see the change in the actual Massey Ferguson logo. So it's, gone to the point of being accurate by the logos, what it looks like in modern times. You've got the guide pole option, hydraulic connector option, loader lights, so you can have lights on the back of it if you just have a quick look. So we turn them back on, you'll see them just there, which is super cool. And then we've now got the option to change colour. So again, if you wanted to, you could go crazy and go, I want a pink loader. We now can. So even though that wasn't intended for by AMG, it is an option now. So super cool. Again, keep an eye out for these, and big shout out to AMG for sending them over for me to have a quick look at. I'll be using them a lot, especially when we get some of his tractors as well. Definitely going to be using them. And he's also included a quickie version as well, and you can see that it's the Q5, M, and S. So you've got the option to put a guide pole on, hydraulic connector, loader lights, and then we can obviously have some colours as well. So I imagine this will be a mod that gets downloaded quite a lot on Modding, but keep an eye out for it. It's really good. I've got it on the Massey that I've purchased. We're going to be using it in this series as well. But yeah, nice one to AMG. Again, thanks, buddy, for sending it over to me. Really appreciate it. Right, so there's two more mods. One of them we'll get into in a bit. But the first one I want to get to is something that I've been crying out for since I first played FS25, which is a proper trailer for bales that's not got a dolly. I mean, it's painful. It's painful the way that we just get dollies for, hauling bales. But now I've got the Redrock trailer by FastFarming. I mean, FS22, it's on ModHub. It's a cracking trailer. There's going to be some silage trailers coming as well from FastFarming, so keep an eye out for that. But I've got this as well, hooked up, pretty much just been loading on some productions with it. But this is going to be my go-to bale trailer because it's what we need currently. Using dollies is just painful, isn't it? I think we can all admit, you're either super good at reversing dollies and you can just about deal with it. But yeah, I think this is a much better option. I love the fact that we, a Redrock as well. Something you'd see in Britain or on a British map as well. So it suits me down to a T. But I know a lot of people want a bale trailer that's not dolly. So yeah, massive shout out to FastFarming for letting me having this a little bit early and showcasing it. Going to be using it in the series going forward. Got loads of options now for colours. Before we didn't have that. We just had the Redrock red. But, we can change it to whatever we want now, can't we? It comes with two wheel setups, standard 1 and standard 2, as you can see there. And then we've also got options to have the different racks. So at the back, we've got the back bale rack. Then there's a front, and then there's also standard, which is none. And then we can have both as well as an option. Not bad at all. So yeah, definitely recommend keeping an eye out for AMG. He'll be bringing out some stuff soon. And keep an eye out for FastFarming, as well as obviously Lancyboi brilliant US Shed Pack. Right, so there we go. Let's get through then, because I've done a lot. You've probably noticed that it's changed down here. I just initially put in some sheep. Yes, all the sheds have gone up. I've invested in that. I needed to, because let's be honest, they were well worth it, so I may as well. But I've also put down the dairy, so we've now got that in place for, getting through some of the milk we've been producing from the cows. And in the last episode, I was talking about not having enough stones. And I noticed in the productions, there was the debris crusher that you can place down. And all it doesn't do anything except dropping out stones. So we've got loads of stones in here now, to the point where I'm just producing constantly from the cement factory, a load of stuff, which is obviously good for generating income, passive income technically, because you can just keep doing it and selling it. But also if you're constructing anything. So yeah, we'll carry that on in a second. But at some point I will sell that, with the stones just being there, and I could keep it and just keep producing and getting in some money. But yeah, I think we'll go to a certain point and then we'll stop using it. So on the production side of things, I've put some milk into here, and we've got 2 running right now. I've got cheese and bottled milk. We've already got some bottled milk, so we're going to sell that. We've got a bit of wool as well from the sheep. Instead of doing any productions on that, I'm just going to leave that and sell it as is. But we have got, a bit of cheese and some bottled milk. So let's go see if we can sell some of this and we'll use the Massey. This is definitely a strange change to the... We've had an update, haven't we? And I know that the vehicles have been changed. Even using a controller now looks a lot more realistic, which I thought was super cool, because if I'm using a controller, like, it doesn't look like that, does it? Yeah, this is like literally an Xbox controller in my hand, and it looks like I'm steering with a wheel. And that's due to the changes that they've made in the last update. So what you'll notice is it takes a little bit longer for the wheels to straighten up as you're turning. But I actually really like it because it's more realistic. So I'm really happy with that. I think it looks a lot better. And well done to Giants for doing that. For, you know, console players especially are going to be super happy with that, because you're playing on with a controller. But you've now got it looking a lot more realistic in cab as I'm steering the wheel. Right, so I'm just trying to think, should we take maybe the cheese to the little farm shop that we've got at the top of the drive? Might be a good idea. Got plenty of bottled milk, so we don't need to take all that. But what we could do is just take one of each. See if it see if it does something. Why not? So let's just drop that there. Quickly, before I do this, I'm just going to jump out and show you what I've got going on over here. So in the last episode, I was talking about the fact that I removed that shed out because it was pointless. It's not very good. But I wanted my own house. I wanted to try the construction stuff out. The stuff I was most excited about it was the fact we could build our own home. So I'm seeing that now as Grandpa's house. I want my own house. I don't want him staring at me all day long. He's not normal, in my opinion. He's got something going on. So I decided to place down the silo one. And I've been producing, obviously, a lot of goods to get the ball rolling. I'm on to the second stage now. You can see that I need cement bags, planks that are long, and wood beams. We've pretty much put everything in, but I've got some, you know, excess here of the tiles and the roof plates they're called, and then some cement blocks. So they're just staying there. The ball's rolling on that, which is good. And then over here, I've actually got a load of planks, but I'm running short. Well, in fact, I've got none of the long planks and the wood beams. But what I decided to do was scale up my production. Because I've been going for the small ones, I just decided to get 2 more. And individually, each one's going to be producing one good. So this one's doing wood beams. This one's doing planks. And then this one's doing long planks, as you can tell. All the wood that I had here has actually gone in to... Yeah, it's gone into the production to try and get the ball rolling on that. So we're a lot more productive now when it comes to that side of things. But I want to show you some logging shortly, because I finally got hold of the Forestry Helper mod by Timmy, and it's such a good mod. It really is. For someone like me that's not the best at logging, prefers, you know, using a chainsaw and just chopping and picking up with like a grab or something. Yeah, it's so much better. Now, because it is March, we're going to be planting in this episode at some point. I do need to get oats in the ground. I also need to plant some corn next month. But because it is March, we can also plant some sunflowers. Now, I would have liked to done canola. I said I wanted to do canola, but if you look at the crop calendar, we can't actually plant into canola till August time. So that means we're going to be harvesting the year after. But we can do sunflowers. So with me wanting to do some oil, sunflowers oil, I think that's probably our next best option. So we're going to plant sunflowers in. I'll do that in between this episode and the next one. I'm doing some jump cuts anyway, so it makes more sense. But yeah, we're going to focus on getting that oats in, because I want to do oat flour and then maybe make some bread after that from that. That's my plan with it, because I do want to try out more productions whilst I'm on Riverbend Springs. God, this is so strange. It really is. It takes a while getting used to it whilst, you know, playing with a controller, because it's just what I've been used to for so long, playing FS22 and then coming to this and it changing with an Xbox controller is just, yeah, it's strange. What's going to be worse for me is I've got to jump onto the farmhand. Yeah, I've got to jump onto the farmhand, and it's going to be like it was, and then jump back onto FS25, and it's going to, it's just going to be like this. I do like it though. I do prefer it, especially in cab. You know, it, like looking at that now, just looks, yeah, it looks much better. Now, I think there is a way of increasing the steering. So if you don't, say you're not keen on it like I am, and you want to increase the steering sensitivity, that should change it. Let me see where it is now. So you've got vehicle arm sensitivity and also the steering back speed. Yeah, so let's change that back to 100%. You've got the vehicle arm sensitivity, which is not, but then you've got the steering sensitivity, which I think can go up all the way to 200%, and then your steering back speed. So with it being on, 100, let's say I put that to 130 and then 100, and let's just see what that's like now. I mean, I don't really see any difference. I mean, it is... You can tell that it's... I don't actually know. I think it's just going to take a little bit of time getting used to. But what I am worried about the most is the fact that I play on both versions of the game. So it's going to take me a while. But I'll get there. I will, and I'll get used to it. And I do actually prefer it. That's the thing. I know some people probably won't, because, you know, changes can be a bit of a pain at times. But yeah, I prefer it. So let's get this cheese sold, and then we'll go and find where to take the rest of the goods. And then we'll finish off by getting the oats planted in. I've really wanted to play on FS25 for a bit now. I mean, I've spent a good 3 days focusing on the farm and on FS22. And yeah, I've gone... And then I've been having a look at sheep and the goats and doing that video. So I've been looking forward to getting back on this, because I've been trying just to chip away at it bit by bit. Right, so that's that done. Let's have a quick look then. We've got 3,000 litres of this and 4,000 litres of bottled milk. I mean, we could save the wool, depending on the time. Best way to do that is the mod that's on ModHub right now. Time-saving stock checker. Great mod. Use it a lot on FS22. In fact, as soon as it was out and I used it, every playthrough I have this on. But what it does is it basically just takes all the commodities you've got in stock and it sorts them. So you can go by alphabetical order on this side. You can have a look at the value of what you've got. So you can see that the planks is where most of my value is. And then you've also got the max value of what it would be if you sold it at the right time. And then you can go in month order. So because I know I'm in March, you can see there's a lot here in green that we could sell at the best price. So if we look, cement bags are really good right now. Planks are, honey is. Wool isn't too far off. I mean, we can sell it now for £2,000 instead of 2,182. It's 2,045. So I'm not too fussed about that. I think that's not bad. So we may as well go and sell the wool. The bottled milk, though, the best time to sell that is October, and we can get a value of, we can get a price of 1137, and currently it's only 1121. So that's not, again, not bad. And weirdly, the best place to sell is a small farmer's kiosk, which I'm sure is what we're just taking it to anyway. Yeah, 1121's the best price, and it is. It's got to be that. Yeah, it is. So I need to take all these off, really. I think that's going to be the only option. Or else I'll end up selling the wool there. We don't want to do that. But how convenient is it to have that right now is the best place to go. Now, let's see if I can get used to this change in the controller. Let me know in the comment section what you think of you know, is it something that you think's better, or do you prefer it the way it was? Because I imagine there's going to be a few people that prefer it the way it was, definitely. Like I said, I actually like it. I do. It's definitely more realistic. Before it was really harsh looking. You know, when you're in cab and you were moving the steering wheel, it was more like this, dead just quick jolts, and you know, you could tell quite clearly that you were playing with a steering wheel or playing with a controller. There we go. We're making money. Not bad at all for just bottling milk that we're producing on the farm and then selling it on the farm. And it's not like that's not realistic as well. A lot of farmers do sell on their own farm. But no, do you know what? I have to take my hat off to Giants. There was a lot of problems, wasn't there? There was a lot of bugs, which we expected. Probably didn't expect as many as we got, especially on console as well. You know, there was just so many bugs and problems. But to release a patch and it fix a lot of things. And, you know, I've only seen good reports so far. I think there's still some that need fixing, but I think overall they've done a good job. And I like the fact they've added in new additions. You know, they've put in that colour picker. They've changed some things along the way, like on the map. They've changed the way that hay looks for me. And they've also gone and changed the steering as well, which is something I did not expect. But it feels a little bit better now that I've changed it. I think it's not as much of a learning curve. But yeah, let's go do this. So we're going to go to... Yeah, let's go to the rope maker then. I should be able to sell this because I don't own that as a production. Let's have a look on the map just to see where we are heading to here. Oh, it's all the way down there. So that's going to be a bit of a trek. So I think what I'll do is I'll come out the farm, turn left, go straight down this road, across that bridge, and then I'm just going to take that left off to this really straight road. But it's worth the drive because we get to see some of the map as well. We may as well sell it. I know it's only 3,000 litres and we could, you know, sell more, but we could wait and bulk it up with it being wool. It's not like, you know, you can't store it. I'm sure we saw this when we first got a glimpse at FS25, and yeah, so it was the first proper gameplay that we looked at after the initial cinematic trailer. That drive up there was definitely it. I think I've taken the right. Have I taken the wrong turn in here? I have. So we're going to have to go. Do you know what? We'll use the ferry. Why not? Got a bit of fog around here. I have found as well the steering actually, yeah, the steering works better when you're at speed anyway, so yeah, pretty good. Doesn't take, I'm actually getting used to it quicker than I expected, but I just like the look of it now with the steering wheel. I mean, if you haven't seen the changelog as well, I'll put a link in the video description to it so you can, yeah, check it out. So start the ferry. It's on its way anyway. Look at that map, and that is a UK map. Looks like Scotland to me. And them cows, do they look like they could potentially be, you know, some Highland cows? Would be nice, wouldn't it? Probably put my lights on with it being, yeah, with it being like this. There we go. So I think we get locked onto this. As soon as you're on it, you get locked on. Right, so start the ferry. Yeah, see, you can't move at all. You know, it's the first time I've actually used the ferry crossing. Most of the things I've done have not brought me to this point, but it is pretty cool, isn't it? Except the bouncing in gap. But we can get out as well. It's actually not bad. I thought it was going to be a lot slower, but no, it's actually pretty quick. We have got a lot of fog, and I have checked the weather, and it is going to be raining within 30 minutes, so I need to get the planting done in the oat field within 30 minutes before that rain, because I don't want to be planting in, yeah, when it starts raining. Right, there we go. Job done. Thank you. It is cool, though, to add a ferry in. Right, so we'll jump straight into another tractor. We'll pot this up, jump into another tractor, and we'll get planted into this field on the left. This one's going to be the oat field, a big combined field of them three, so field 3, 4, and 5. Then down here now, I've actually got an extra field because I purchased it to put in the sheds. So fields 6 and 7 are going to be where I put the sunflowers. I also need to do a bit of logging because I want to show you this brilliant mod called the Forestry Helper by Timmy. In fact, what we'll do is we'll chop this tree down here because I do need to actually get access to that point for picking up manure. I mean, I could just manually do it, but it's an option. So what we want to do is bring out the chainsaw, chop this tree down, and I'll show you what we can actually do with it. So the first thing you'll notice is if you have a look in the information section, in that box that's come up at the bottom right there, you can see, I'm not sure what's going on with that tree, but it is absolutely not happy. Is it because it's in the ground? It's better now anyway. Let's delimit first, and then I'll show you what we can do. There we go, sorted. Right, so let's go back to that information box. That information box, what you see, it says wood. So it tells you obviously the type of tree. Now we got all that information anyway, in the length and diameter and stuff, and the mass. But what we can see now is the volume and the current value of the tree. Its length, it says it's perfect length, and then the shape, which is acceptable, and then the number of branches that you've got, the total quality, which it can be a maximum of 120%, so it depends on the tree. And if you're doing logging, this information comes in handy because you know how, what you're going to get from this tree that you've just chopped down and the potential of it. So you can also see the volume of, if you put it into wood chips, and then the price of wood chips right now. So if you put this tree all into wood chips and sell it, and then also the max price, if you wait to sell the wood chips at the maximum price you can get in game, then this tree would be worth £799 in wood chips. And I thought that was super cool. But the best part about it for me, someone that likes to do, logging this way, is the fact we can snap. So if you just see, I walk across and it snaps. And it snaps to what you set it. So let me let me just change the length right now. If I go to keyboard, you can see that I've got an option here where it says desired length, and it's set to 4 meters. So if I set it to, let's say, just 1 meter, you can go all the way up to 12, I think it was. Let's just test that again. So yeah, we're at 12 now, and then it goes back to 1. So the good thing about if we do it at 1, I know this is way too small, so I might just change it to, let's say, 2 meters. It will snap. So if I just go across really slow, it snaps. If you then just chop, every time it's going to be the right length to what you want. So these are all going to be 2 meters, and they're pretty much exact. And we'll test that out. We'll just put them next to each other now. And you can see for yourself that we've got 3 cut logs all at 2 meters. And that's because of the brilliant mod by Timmy called the Forestry Helper. Now, it isn't on Mod Hub right now, but it is in my Discord because Timmy's a legend and he's put it in the Discord for people to test out, report any bugs back and everything. So if you want this mod, jump into my Discord and it's in there. People will direct you, but also do me a big favor. Thank Timmy because he's an awesome modder and a really nice guy. Very helpful as well to newcomers. If you're new to the modding scene, he's always trying to contribute and offer advice. So yeah, go show him some love and support. Jump into the Discord if you want the mod. But yeah, let him know in the comment section. Let all the modders, in fact, know, because without him, we'd be bloody lost. We really would. Lancyboi with all with the sheds that are coming. You've got AMG who works amazing with all his tractors and equipment that he does. The front loader is going to be brilliant, but the masses that he's working on are even better. Let's be honest. And FastFarming, who not only contribute to FS22 by making a really good map, we finally got a bale trailer that's not a dolly, and I know he's also working on some really nice British style silage trailers as well. So yeah, go show all the modders in the comment section their support, and just let them know, because it's, we would be lost without them. Anyway, let's go to, trying to think which one to use. I mean, we could use the case. I mean, it is pretty much the perfect tractor for planting in. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go to the case, and we'll get attached to the seeder. I was going to turn around, and then I realised I couldn't, so it is what it is. I should have enough seeds in there, because I didn't use many for the grass field, which, by the way, is progressing really well. It's out the front. In fact, probably should sell the other grass field, because I've had a look at it. It needs lime, and it was something I wanted to do. I didn't really want to work in that field again, so let's sell it. And there we go. We've made a bit of money there. And like I said, field 8 is really good at the moment. If we have a look, you can see it technically says ready to harvest, but it's not. It's too early to cut that grass. Field 7, I think this is the only one that needs some work. It needs a bit of lime. But apart from that, I bought it in a really good state. It doesn't need ploughing. It's got full fertilizer already on the field. It's just going to need lime and then rolling. But we're going to need to roll in after with the oats. And potentially, depending on how the game's set up, we might need to roll in with the sunflowers as well. Now, there is a mod that's hit as well on Mod Hub, and it's extra straw. So some crops now offer straw, so things like corn we can get straw from. Let's change to oats. Set up some steering assist. I'd say 2 headlands isn't too bad. You can see it's actually a massive field, but I like the fact that it's picked up the fact that I've combined the whole of them 3 fields together. And working direction, we'll set that to automatic, and we'll put show lines to on. There we go. So I think it's probably better to start in the center and then do the headland at the end. It's always a good shout. I mean, it should be a straightforward job, to be honest. But there we go. Oats are in. Now, I'm glad we've got GPS, because you can't really tell very clearly. You can see it, but not 100% clear that we're planting in and where we've been. See if there's a way of hiding the lines, because that's what I would really like to see in the game. Like with the GPS and VCA, it will basically just show you the line when you are about to turn, when you've turned or turned it off, so you know where to snap to. Whereas it stays on the whole time, and I think that's my only complaint with it, that I would probably prefer it if it didn't do that. It should just show us now, and then you do the turn, and that'll work. I'm gonna probably need a bit more seeds, aren't I, for this? Man, do you know what? Honestly, though, FS25, now with the amount of fixes we've had and the mods that are flying out, it's a bloody cracking game. It really is. We've had issues. There's still issues. Animals, especially. With the testing that I did, found a few faults, let's say, with the animals, and I'd love to see some changes. To be honest, I want a complete overhaul to the animal system and the way it works. I'd like it to be a lot more realistic. I think we should have not just the different breeds, and obviously now we've got like baby animals for the different ages. We need to have sexes, basically. We need to have males and females, and then we control the breeding. It's not just like automatic. We can design what and how and when and everything that happens. I think that's important. So I'm hoping to see stuff like that. I know we're going to get mods like Maize Plus and Terra Life, and they do it all, but they also do a lot of other stuff. And I think because of that, it's not as accessible to all players, and console players especially. So some people might just want a new giant system way of doing it. They don't want everything else that comes with it, all the new feed types and everything. Some people will want just to be able to control reproduction, so they can say that, no, these are just going to be milkers, I don't want to breed out. These are going to be my milkers, so I'm not breeding out in here, but I've got a pen of other ones that I'm breeding out from. Whatever you could be doing, even though if you're doing milkers, you're going to need them to be breeding out. But you know the example that I'm making, that not all animals, especially beef stock, some that are fattening up, you don't want them to breed. And if you can specify if the male or female, that should change the price that you get for, or even how quick they can be sold for, sent to market, because male beef stock genuinely beef up a lot quicker, because that's just genetics for the cows. So yeah, it'd be nice to see that reflected maybe in the price, but who knows? I think also the age that we sell them, 36 months for the best price, is crazy. We should be 18 to 24 max, should be for beef stock. But I mean, it's like lambs as well. Like, the best price to sell sheep is when they're like 36 months old. But if you're doing lamb, and you're selling lambs, obviously doing it for go and sell them to market as if you were putting lamb in the supermarket. Yeah, that also needs changing, because 36 months is just way too old. At that point, they're not lambs, are they, anymore? So it'd be nice if you saw some kind of a better price system for that, and being depending on what you're doing. Because in the real world, wool doesn't make any money. It's just not a good commodity in the real world. Whereas doing it for meat and lamb and breeding lambs and selling it like that, I think that's not a bad option. So I would love to see an animal overhaul. I think there could be so many ideas that you could do. Yeah. But fingers crossed we see something at some point, or a modder comes in and just changes it completely.
Guitar in the back, I was gonna make it big, make money by the sack. Coming out of Tulsa, a waitress in a bank, a record label man came knocking one day with a paper in his hand, and he said,
Perfect timing. The heavens have opened, but I got everything in I wanted to plant. Now, I could plant in the sunflowers, but I did need to do the lime in this. And I pretty much got about, I'd say like 98% of the field done. It's just that little patch. I ran out. So I'm going to have to buy some lime to get that sorted out. But it's raining anyway. And it was always going to rain at 12 o'clock. That's what the weather forecast told me. And it was actually bang on 12 o'clock. So at least we haven't got to worry about that. Probably should move this out of the field, thinking about it. Let's go and just park that up into one of the sheds before the ground gets too wet. And just place it. But I do need to buy some lime and get that last bit done and then plant in the sunflowers here. So I'll do that in between this episode and the next one. But I think overall I'm quite happy. Yeah, quite happy with what I got through. Had a look at some really good mods. Lancyboi American Shed Pack for 1, which we're now storing this in. Perfect spot for it. So happy with that. We also had a look at the frontloader pack by AMG, so big thank you to him. Same goes to FastFarming, who sent over the bale trailer that was much needed. So yeah, keep an eye out for ModHub for all that stuff that will be coming eventually. Obviously needs to get tested and everything like that. But if you are interested in getting hands-on and getting an early hands-on version of the PC-only mod, which is the Forestry Alpha by Timmy, join the Discord. Link will be in the video description to that, so big thank you to him as well. But yeah, got through quite a lot in this episode. It's I think FS25 this week has actually done some good stuff. We've got some much needed fixes to the game, a good update. There's been quite a few changes as well. And yeah, I'm enjoying it even more now, I'll be honest. It's a cracking game, and I think, if you were waiting for the bugs and everything to be fixed, then we're well on our way to that. But I think on that note, I will leave the video there. In the next episode, I'll make sure I've done all the sunflowers so they're seeded. We'll get into April. We might even do a bit of grass work, but we're going to get the planting done for the corn as well. Yeah, we'll just keep cracking on and playing on Riverbend Springs as much as I can before Carmazon comes out. Because as soon as I get Carmazon from Oxy, and I was speaking to him earlier on today when I'm recording this, so it's Wednesday for me. He told me a week or 2 weeks. So it could be, up to 2 weeks from now, I'm doing a series on Carmazon. It could be a week from now. So when I get that map, I'll probably stop doing episodes on the Riverbend, and we'll go full on Carmazon and do a decent Let's Play series on that. So I'm super excited for that. And I think, even more so now that I've got a bale trailer that will be suited to the map as well. But thank you so much for watching. Really do appreciate you giving up your time to watch the video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, give it a thumbs up for me, because that does help me out. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator. See you, everybody.